obviously you guys were able to overcome that early double-digit deficit, but where do you think tonight sort of things fell apart toward the end of the game?
Yeah, I don't know if, it fell apart at the end as much as it was a steady drip of us turning the ball over. And we're trading threes for twos. There's a lot of things I think that go into that. It'd be good to have a few practices and for these guys to kind of get a feel for each other. But it was a possession game in that respect, if we're going to turn it over that much. And to be honest with you, I thought we really competed, as you said, to get back in the game. And, in the fourth quarter, they were able to score. And we got some good looks. But again, I think that collectively, we need to be more connected, and that'll help us. So a lot of guys are in kind of new spots, new positions, new roles, and they need to help each other, and they're aware of that. And if I could point to one thing again, we worked our tails off. To have that, the way we worked in our half-court defense, and that's got to turn into, more easy baskets on the other end. We got to convert those.
You mentioned a three-point attempt disparity. What kind of leads that on both ends? Obviously, giving up 57 to them, and also not only getting up 23 on your side. Like what?
Yeah, I mean that I don't think that's that complicated, right? They lead the league in three-point attempts. They've got 5 shooters on the floor all the time, and they do a good job having their eyes out and finding each other, and that's something. I don't think our team resembles their team, but that doesn't mean that we can't do a better job with those things. I just named specifically getting in the paint and taking care of the ball and being more sure, and then passing it out when everybody converges. And whether that's a three or you drive it and then the next guy gets a three, generating some baskets that look like that, will help us.
Do you see any threes in particular that you're passing on that you want them to be taking? Is it an aggressiveness thing from?
We're taking a lot of, we're attacking the rim, and they have some rim protection, and they're collapsing, and we've got to make better decisions when we get in there. And as much as anything, we're passing a few up, but I don't think we're passing enough up to impact that disparity. It has more to do with kind of, this group has not played together for very long. So I mean, I don't want to overanalyze this, and as you would say, it's not a very large sample size. I don't think we're going to shoot 58 threes the way Cleveland did. The other night we really got in the paint. We got in the paint tonight. Sometimes when you get in the paint, you've done your job, and again too, it's not a question of guys being selfish. We've got a very unselfish group, but a little bit better on everything in that regard. Eyes out, spacing better. The other thing we did is we didn't run with enough purpose, and we can generate some better looks in transition as well.
I wanted to go back to your point about guys helping each other out, especially with so many people in different positions. For you, what does that ideally look like? Is it communicating more? Is it?
That's a really long answer, Lauren. The communication is a big part of it.
Yeah.
I think that helps you get connected, and it makes those things easier. People's roles are a little different, and they're kind of shaping that together. Again, I mentioned, I think, transition, us running with space and really attacking and getting in the paint there where we can generate some looks there. But, I think there's a lot of things with a new group, and everybody's in a slightly different role, and then you try to merge that together. We just got to work at it. I don't think it's – I probably need to watch the film to, elaborate for 5 minutes for you. But I'll refrain from that right now.
Individually, Luke seemed like he was comfortable and aggressive. I know he closed the game too. What did you see from him?
Well, given the fact that we were struggling to take care of the ball, Luke's a guy that, he can make plays, and he's sure with the ball. So we felt like having multiple handlers out there was important for us. Okay.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Thanks, Quin.
One last question. 37 for Donovan Mitchell tonight. Obviously, you know him well. Obviously, he's a great player who's going to have nights getting off. Do you think you could have or should have done a better job containing him tonight?
Well, what was he? When you're 8 of 15 from 3, above 50%, a lot of the shots that he hit, he's got range. Donovan is a terrific player. So we trapped his pick and roll some. We switched and hit. There's a lot of things you can do and look back. And when you get a great player, they're used to seeing different coverages. And we have a pretty good guy guard him as well. And as I said, I think, scoring like that, particularly in the half court, I think we made it hard. He made a lot of shots, and he can do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.